What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Friday Night Lights. We've made it through 8 weeks of the high school football season, and we are almost wrapping that up. I need a haircut. Jeez, I'm really seeing my hair on here, and it is crazy. Anyways, that's not what you guys are here for. We have got highlights. We've got the QB Roundup, courtesy of On3. We also have some of the scores from the top 25 teams in the high school roundabout. My goodness. The high school football, I'm at a loss of words now all of a sudden. But we'll go through and talk about these scores and how those have kind of wound up a lot of interesting games this weekend. I mean, we're really getting close to the high school playoffs. We're almost through the high school season. I actually believe the beginning of November is the end of the high school season. So we're wrapping it up. We're unfortunately almost going to be done with Friday Night Lights at this point. But as always, we're going to go through really quick and talk about how the top teams performed this weekend. And there was a shakeup at the top. We talked about it last week when Modern Day went in and beat St. John Bosco. They have taken over as the number one team in the nation, and they won 48-16 against Orange Lutheran. Central Miami continues its winning ways as the number 3 team in the nation, winning 53-7. St. John Bosco, who dropped all the way down to 4, won against J. Sierra Catholic 31-0. Bishop Gorman continues their dominant run right now. The number 5 team in the nation, a 70-0 win over Palo Verde. Fort Lauderdale loses to number 6 St. Thomas Aquinas. Pretty sure that's wrong, but anyways, 49-13. Buford, who was also playing on national broadcast television this past weekend, wins 39-27 against Mill Creek, who was also ranked. Buford ranked 8. Mill Creek ranked 18. It was a big win for them. We have some highlights from that game as well. Number 10, North Shore wins 56-7. Westlake, in a very tough game, wins 29-10 against Dripping Springs. We have some of the plays here from Austin Novosad, the quarterback of Dripping Springs. Really tough battle. Like, this 29-10 does not speak to how close this game was for almost the entire game. In the fourth quarter, some turnovers really turned this in Westlake's favor. IMG Academy, the number 12 team in the nation, wins 59-0 against the American Collegiate Academy. Again, they will be playing the NFL Prep Academy here soon, and I cannot wait. That should be a great game. American Heritage, the number 13 team in the nation, wins 24-0. Duncanville wins 38-3 over Mansfield, Texas. Denton Geyer 62-7 over Baraswell. My goodness, we have some clips from that game from Jackson Arnold as well. Going through here to find some of the other big teams. South Lake Carroll, we talked about just a couple of weeks ago, right down the street from me, some really intriguing players. They've QB Factory, right? I should say Factory, but they put a lot of players, not just into college football, but into the NFL. They continue their role as getting into the top 25 and winning games. They're currently ranked number 23. They beat Keller Central 49-3, and that is 25, Long Beach Poly. I wanted to keep mentioning them because they did have Nico Iamalava, who was their quarterback. He transfers to Warren. They keep winning, though, without him, 49-0. So now we're going to throw up some of the highlights. It's roughly 3 or 4 minutes. As always, we'll stop for a couple minutes and kind of talk about the players and the plays going on, and then we will give you guys the QB roundup for Week 8.
It sets up 2nd down and 7 at the 43-yard line.
So these right here, these first 3, as you can see at the bottom there, it is Westlake versus Dripping Springs. All these are Austin Novosad plays. Just going to be 100% honest with you guys. Like, there's not really any offensive players outside of Jaden Greathouse on Westlake right now. And Greathouse did not have a great game. He had one really good drive where he had like 6 catches for 54 yards. But outside of that, was actually held in check here by Dripping Springs. Dripping Springs in general, his defense played really good. As you can see, second quarter, just 4 minutes left, and it's 6-0.
On the play action as time.
I saved this just because I want you guys to see how good of an arm he has. Like, he can absolutely sling it.
Looking over the middle as time.
Even that right there, I mean, that is on a rope, right? Now, he was able to set his feet a little bit, but still just an absolute rope. As I just mentioned on the broadcast there, that was actually the biggest play from scrimmage up until this point. We're in the third quarter at this point. That may not have been in the third quarter, but regardless, like, both these defenses came to play. Here is Austin Novosad's lone touchdown on the day.
One to his left, a halfback to his left. Kind of an offset pistol formation. Austin Novosad looking towards the end zone. Fires. That pass caught by Pappan. He is into the end zone. Touchdown, Dripping Springs. Spider 2 wide banana right there is quarter.
All right, so here is one of the quarterbacks that has been rising up my rankings, and this is Aiden Childs out of Downey, California. Now, he has not jumped up super high in my rankings, but he is someone I want to talk about. He's made it up to the top of my tier 3 with J.J. Cole and Dylan Lonergan. His junior year, he still had a lot of issues passing the ball. I felt like his mechanics were all over the place. He's improved that a lot this year, and you're about to see a really good throw and some of the other dynamics that he can bring to a game. Now, they were playing Warren, as you can see, number 17 there. They are a ranked team in the nation. They play Nico Amalava, but Aiden Childs, I felt like, had a good game despite losing this game.
Beaten eventually by 10. Childs with the pressure coming, steps into the throw. Catch is made, and it's a touchdown. B.J. Carey. That already had the relationship built. 2nd and 7, and a keeper by Childs. He runs for another first down.
I mean, that defender probably being a linebacker shouldn't catch him, but still, I just want you guys to see his speed right there. Aiden Childs is going to be a very intriguing quarterback prospect. He is committed to Oregon State, which I think, in all honesty, maybe he doesn't start as a true freshman, but I wouldn't see why not. Bengal Branson is there. Chance Nolan, neither one of the guys I think can pass the ball quite as good as Childs. He is currently QB 25 in the composite and QB 17 on 24/7 Sports. Like, he's jumped up on 24/7 Sports. This was a kid about a month ago who's down in like the 40s and 50s, along with Sam Levitt, who we've also talked about on here. These guys that we're noticing, they're playing really well in these areas and really rising up. This is, we've got 2 for quarterback, Ricky Collins, Woodlawn in Louisiana. He is committed to LSU right here, showing off. He's got an extremely live arm, a great throw here, and actually both of them are 2 really good throws.
Collins has got a man wide open, streaking down the middle of the field, hits him perfectly, touchdown.
This one's from a different reverse angle, but if you watch this, I mean, that's just a perfect throw to the dude in the end zone. We'll rewind that back here. Well, all the way back to Childs, but I just want you guys to be able to see this again really quick here for him. I mean, it is a good throw. I felt like it's a little bit behind him, but you can't be too perfectionist. I mean, look at this right here. So again, oh no, I hit the wrong button, guys. We're watching for this obviously, where I'm looking at it from the right sideline, right? Like, you're watching, just watch the dot that he puts on this guy. I believe it's the running back coming out of the backfield, or a slot receiver coming across. That's just a dot right to the pylon. It's a great throw by Ricky Collins. Going to be interesting to see what he does at LSU. Don't necessarily love the landing spot with Brian Kelly, but that is what it is. Ricky Collins also ranked fairly highly for me. He is firmly in my tier 2. Here is my QB2 in the class, Dante Moore. I think he is just fantastic. He's a special player, and he just drops a dime. Now, it is hard to tell. I believe this was, I pulled this from Alan True, good friend of ours here at Campus to Canton. I want to say he said this was like a 60-yard throw. I mean, it's just a great throw. Just drops it in the bucket to that. It's the second wide receiver, actually, right? It looks like it's going to the short guy. No, it goes to the long guy for a massive touchdown there for Dante Moore. Just absolutely playing out of his mind. So here's I was trying to remember who's this is. This is Malachi Nelson. I mean, this kid, obviously, we're going to rewind this just a little bit here. So Malachi Nelson, top QB for us here at Campus 2 Canton, with just a beautiful dime here into the back of the end zone. I mean, that is literally just a perfect throw. So here's a couple from Jackson Arnold. Nice, easy touchdown there. We're about to see him launch one. Now, one thing with this is, like, the ball is moving a little bit weird, but still ends up getting off. I believe it got tipped. It gets tipped at the line and still travels a good 30 yards, hits his wide receiver in route, and then we're about to see him rush for a touchdown here. That is him right there, rushing for a touchdown, taking on the defender as he passes the goal line. He is a literal dual threat quarterback. This is running back Dylan Edwards, I believe. Yes, it is. So look at this. That Dylan Edwards right there with the catch going to Notre Dame. Nice little play after. I mean, he is a very, very talented running back. He's fairly highly ranked for me. Here is Justice Haynes. Talked about how we had this play right here for him. My RB2 in this class. I think he's absolutely fantastic. Committed to Alabama, which, you like to see these guys get those offers from Alabama and go there, but obviously we don't know exactly when his playing time or what his playing time will look like. Dylan Edwards is currently my RB5 in the class. Justice Haynes, RB2. And then this is Cole Cabana, committed to Michigan, a very good receiving back, also very good running back, a little bit undersized, but he's actually my RB6. Big fan of what he can do. Here are two of his highlights. This other one of him just kind of punching it in, doing a very good job there. Here's Akeem Williams, the current wide receiver, commits to Florida State. We did not expect just a nice little screen pass play there to take it to not to the house, but just takes that play right there. So this play right here is for, we actually have two for Williams Fowler. He is a wide receiver here that big wide receiver guy, one of our favorites here, is very high on. Let's watch as these kind of go through here. Nice little jump up and attack the ball there in the back of the end zone. All right, so this is for Tayshawn Lions. He's been a guy who's been really raising up our boards here at campus2canton.com. A wide receiver that is very low in the rankings. He's wide receiver 30 on 24/7 Sports and wide receiver 35 in the composite. But this dude has incredible speed. We got two plays for him as well. All right, so that will do it for us there. I thought there was one more, so I apologize. Now, William Fowler, I believe, is playing wide receiver and safety, so we'll see what happens with him. I imagine he's going to end up sticking with wide receiver. Let's finish this up with the QB roundup. We're going to start with Malachi Nelson. We showed you one of his touchdowns. He ends up winning 52-27 against Huntington Beach. He goes 18 of 28 for 278 yards and 3 touchdowns. We talked about Nico. We obviously showed that they were beating Downey pretty bad. We showed Aiden Childs highlight. Did not have much from Nico in that game, but they do go on to win 49-22 over Downey. He goes 7 of 16 for 243 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception. He did add 50 rushing yards. 3 of his 4 touchdowns were for long scores, like 50 plus. So he had a decent day when it came to that part of it. Jackson Arnold, we showed you one of his passing and his rushing touchdown. He finishes 19 of 23 for 269 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 interception, adds 65 yards rushing and a touchdown. Christopher Vazina, unfortunately, loses to Alexander City, 18 of 27 for 173 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Jaden Rashada, the Miami commit, wins 51-0 over Anatok in Deer Valley. He goes 12 of 19 passing for 158 yards, 3 touchdowns, and adds 15 rushing yards and a touchdown on the ground. Eli Holstein, 53-38 over Baton Rouge, goes 18 of 27. He's the Alabama commit, 18 of 27 for 186 yards and 4 touchdowns. Dylan Lonergan, Alabama commit as well, 31-23 win. 12 of 21 passing for 167 yards, 2 touchdowns plus 77 rushing yards and a touchdown. Avery Johnson won our player of the week last week. Very intriguing prospect. Wins 41-13 over Hutchinson. He goes 16 of 22 for 192 yards, 2 touchdowns, adds 42 rushing yards and a touchdown as well. Austin Novosad, who I mentioned, did not have a great game here against Westlake, one of the top-ranked teams in the nation. 13 of 29 for 127 yards passing, the one touchdown, which we showed you, but he did have 3 interceptions and a fumble. Ricky Collins, we showed you 2 highlights for him. 38-7 win over Baton Rouge. 11 of 21 passing for 205 yards and 2 touchdowns. You got to see both of them, plus 47 rushing yards. So that is it right there. Again, we're wrapping up the high school season, guys. We are almost done with the high school season, which is insane to say, but we'll continue to cover it throughout the rest of the regular season and through everybody's playoffs and everything, as we will continue to follow these guys as much as we can. And then by the time that's over, we're going to get to the part where it's getting close to start releasing our freshman supplemental guide. So I cannot wait for that. And if you want to see last year's, it'll be in the description below, along with everything else you need to know about us, guys. Like this video, hit the subscribe button. We appreciate all the support. We will see you guys again next Sunday for Friday Night Lights.